Om Namah Shivaya. I am Professor Rudra Prasanna Mahapatra from Bhubaneswar, Odisha, India. I am an astrologer and astro researcher. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Today, what I am going to say is about two stalwarts of Hindu astrology. This video is especially meant for astro students. I personally learned astrology mostly by myself, by reading books, magazines, and so on. It's my own independent research mostly, though I bow down to very few mentors just for the significance guidance. But mostly I learned from the books of Hindu astrology. I always say that currently Hindu astrology is all about a disciplinary research. I was listening to some BBB faculties, Mehta or Pathak, Manoj Pathak. There is also another Pathak, KK Pathak from Eastern India, very good astro researcher, but Manoj Pathak from BBB. He was saying about the activation of fifth house and Jupiter for astrological learning. So Hindu astrology is now just a disciplinary status now. So anybody who wants to be a Hindu astrologer must invest time in reading first. Then you go for doing your research later on. I personally recommend the array of reading should be, array means the arrangement of reading should be astrological classics first, then books by Bengaluru Venkataraman, and then the books by Kuttamraju Narayan Rao, Raman and Rao. Anybody who has not read significant portions of the books written by B.V. Raman and K.N. Rao cannot deserve to say him as a Hindu astrologer. Yes, because B.V. Raman, father of modern astrology, and K.N. Rao. Now, the institute is also into his name, K.N. Rao Institute of Astrology, as I was looking into the flap of the last issue of BBB Journal of Astrology. BBB means Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. In 1912, Raman landed. 1931 or 32 must be Rao, because he's saying that he's now 92. So you can go for a calculation. Both learned astrology from their very childhood. Always remember, if something you are capable of doing from your quite early childhood, that karma is a continuous karma of your just previous life. Yes. You just see one child come and he is just doing excellent. He is grasping the scriptures quite fast. He is doing something from the very childhood means it is a clear cut indication of continuation of last life karma, who is both Raman and Rao. I mean, Rao is still now with his concrete body, but Raman is now in the subtle body, or you can say let baby Raman. Raman learned it from his grandfather, Professor Surya Narayan Rao, and Rao learned it from his mother because Rao's father was a journalist in Deccan Herald. Most of the things you can also find from the books. The book, My Experiences with Astrology, Shiva, My Experiences in Astrology by B.B. Raman, says how he learned astrology, how he practiced everything. K.N. Rao, you will find about his uh, biography in almost all of his books. He is saying that I was visiting there, I was visiting this. Oh, in some books, also photographs are there. It is not a singular book, but you will find it. Raman is very good at classical research. Yes, none of them invested time in translating books. Raman has done Bhavat Ratnakar, Prashna Marga, Prashna Tantra, but primarily as you know a quest to increase astrological literature. Raman did not invest much time. Rather, other authors tried for translation, so also Ken Rao. If Raman is into classical astrology, Ken Rao is into completely astrological research. Till now, if you go through the magazine, the modern astrology, they are not putting the term the but only modern astrology, which is saying to be the successor of the astrological magazine. The writing format is like that. Classical reference, then you test the horoscope. But Ken Rao is or has enough got to say that do not believe in this classics quite blindfoldedly because according to him time and space they're changing. Okay, so we have to see beyond the classics, but Raman's writing are purely classical. He is giving the citation of classics and other things, but Rao has taken astrological research to the next level by his own research. Yes, and for that also they have got little bit. I mean, Rao is saying that he is not, on some points, is not agreeing to some concepts B.P. Raman, like say Raman Anamsa and others. If you see technically, Raman is around little bit more 2 decades elder than Rao. As you know, I never come prepared for my videos, so whatever is coming to my mind, I am saying. So the facts are not organized. Shiva. So if you will read the books of B.V. Raman, you will be quite prompt in classical astrology. If you read the books by Rao, then you will be quite prompt in astrological research. Now, do not conduct your own research or do not form any research questions before going to these books. See, yes, because few months back I was presenting in a national conference on Aprakasa Grahas. Yes, the concept of Aprakasa Grahas and Upagrahas I have said, but till in 1990 to 2000, that era, Isaac, a very good astro researcher, already done that research like the Upagrahas. And though he is not saying Aprakasa but Upagrahas, and the mental aberrations, which nowadays I am saying that unseen planets and unseen fear or phobias. So you will find many recent research in Rao's book. But Raman is very clear in his books, because if you read Raman's books, you will see that he has gone through classics very seriously, mostly theoretical. Yes, yes, Ramana also written on Gemini, and so also Rao. Rao has done excellent study on Gemini Charadasa, and who is he is admitting, I was listening to the lecture, that it took him around 2 decades or 20 years to master that dasa. Rao himself was convincing in some seminar at USA in 1993 or 1994. So no Hindu astrologer is not designated as a Hindu astrologer if he has not gone through all the books by Raman and all the books by Rao. Interestingly, you can read the books of Raman in a quite literal way. Raman has written the book. I mean, my experiences in astrology is just like novel. Hindu astrology and West, just like same. But to understand Rao, you would need little bit advanced astrology. Yes, or else you cannot understand Rao. So if you are reading classics in the first 1 or 2 years of astrology classes, then next you are dedicated to Raman. Next 2 years is Rao. Then only you will have a very, very comprehensive idea on Hindu astrology. Raman learned a lot from his grandfather. Yes. If you see the horoscope of Raman also, the cancellation of Kujya dosa was found out by Surya Narendra at that time, which still also a kind of debate that how The strong Kuja dosha is not fortifying, only if Mars is in Leo. But Rao, being an administrative officer, Raman possibly from law background, and Rao is from English literature, yes, but excellently so at mathematics. Any of you, those who have the or who had the privilege to listen to Rao upfront or some lecture, recorded lecture, you can just see. Rao does not say that you construct the horoscope. You construct the horoscope here only, not in pen and paper. Both of them are quite mathematical sound. Yes, if you see the book Sadavada, Bhavavada, Raman has also done significant calculations, though theoretical. But at his time, I bow down to him. And Rao at the next level. Rao and his students always try to see astrology beyond the classical principles. Yes, if something is written in the classics, so is it really happening nowadays? He is not denying to go through the classics or something because classics are must. Rao is saying classics are must, on the basis of which Rao is defying Karasarpa Yoga. I mean, there is nothing called this Karasarpa or KSY, just to for your. But in the book of my experiences in astrology, in some page I don't remember, Raman has mentioned about that yoga. That means it is a very old one in his time. And Rao is very clear and is saying that 80% of astrology is in tradition. But Raman, purely classics. Rao is saying you see astrology uh, from the Puranas also. So Rao has not left any stone unturned to see clues for prediction. And he's tested it. He himself says that always test the horoscope of a person who is visiting you. Yes. And, you know, Raman writing is very literal writing. You will enjoy. You will see that a person from English background is writing like that. Rao has abbreviations. IPC, not Indian Penal Codes. Inference, perception, conclusion. Pack, position, aspects, conjunction. Quite student friendly writing. Those who had the privilege to learn from K.N. Rao, they must thank their destiny. Yes. Or even doing research under his guidance. Now he is retired, of course, but say 1 or 2 decades back. Yes. But now we don't have that privilege. Therefore, please go through the books by Rao. Astrology Without Tears is a book which Rao has written, the most simple book by Kendra, according to him also. It's the most simple book, which was later titled or retitled as Learn Hindu Astrology Easily. I was searching for that book. What is that book? What is that book? Because in that book also it is not mentioned. Somehow I got the connection with the Ranjan publication at that time in 1993 for the tour of K.N. Rao to USA. That book was published under that title. But now this is similarly Raman's book, A Hindu at West or something like that is now Hindu Astrology and West. So I mean to say that their books not only revised but also retitled. You see the connection. Mm. We are very fortunate to have both these stalwarts. I consider both of them as my guru. Yes, I must confess. Because I have learned from their books. Parasara is not with me. But shall I hesitate to say that Parasara is not my guru? Should not. You just think that we don't have the Parasara Horasastra then. So you are learning, or mostly learning from the books of somebody means he is indirectly becoming your guru. Yes. So Raman and Rao. In my bookshelf, they are adjacently placed with the Gayatri Devi Vasudeva also, who is also doing quite significant research as she is busy in editing the modern astrology. Though Gayatri ji knows me personally, I mean, because I write in her magazine, also doing good research, but till then, Raman and Rao are the stalwarts. Shiva. Even the book Raman has translated by Bhavarta Ratnakar, he is translating it with quite sense. That Ramanujacharya is saying that Panchagramalika Yoga, that means all the planets are posited into 1 to 5 within 5 houses. Raman is saying it is not practically possible. Even nowadays, if scholar will do, take the help of Google, they must keep it. Mhm. But Rao did not waste his time in translation. He went for further research. So if at least you will not read the books by Raman and Rao, no Hindu astrologer is a Hindu astrologer. Or even if he is, he has he's missing many things. Yes, he's missing many things. So Raman also was not financially affluent. So also Rao Saab. Yes, I was watching his video or an interview where he's saying that I cannot afford a house, so that he has taken some house outskirts of Delhi. Again, another connection. Good at knowledge, but not at finance. The only significant distinction between both of them is Raman is like Vishnu, a familial man, or man with family. Rao is like Shiva, sannyas. Yes, this is my own connotation. Pardon me if I am wrong, or if I'm over aggravating the issue. So Rao is undoubtedly much more into spirituality, where Raman into like Vedic practices because he's from a pure South Indian Brahmin family, which also Rao is. And Rao says that in those days, Brahmins did monopolize education. Mhm. So, if you are into hardcore astrology, these two stalwarts are must. In my beginning years, I even did not able to understand Rao Sahab, Guru Varke and Rao. But Raman, quite good. I learned mostly from Raman. Nowadays, I am looking mostly into Rao. Yes, exchange theory, access theory, comparison of horoscopes. In his book, Rao's books, most are practical horoscopes, where Rao has done the predictions, observed it, then published. Yes, what a significant research. I mean, what kind of time you need for that? And they say that Rao has the most database of natal charts, maximum natal charts he has. Another similarity, Raman tried his best to establish astrology as a discipline, a scientific discipline. As a consequence, ICAS was established, Indian Council of Astrological Sciences, which was also initially conducting classes at BBB or Bharati Vidyavan State 92 or 93, like that. Yes, but Raman tried hard but did not succeed in his lifetime because he passed away in 1998. But Rao is the person or the man who fought for astrology. Consequently, it was approved by UGC. Yes, and before that, we had a very big tussle between the astrologer and the astronomers, especially Professor Nallikar, an astronomer of Indian Institute of Astronomy, and Balachandra Rao from the Gandhi Institute of Social Science and Humanities, Bangalore. Now he is there because I have met Balachandra Rao personally. Even if he is an astronomer, he has got significant research on astrology. Significant, I mean, for a person who is not into astrology and he is saying something, he has done a good research, which the other astronomers don't have. But till then, all those tussles finished. Because I say that which branch of discipline, which branch of knowledge you belong to does not matter. But if you are doing something significant research, it should be praised. Yes. So even if Sakuntala Devi has written books on astrology, astronomer and mathematicians, they used to suppress this subject, which Ken Rao says Astrology is a super science, not science. And the book is also published in 2004, the first edition maybe. Jyotish are the super science consisting of all the evidences. Those are produced before the Honorable Supreme Court for granting Jyotirvigyana or Jyotisha as an official discipline at the university level. So what is their contribution? Can you imagine? Yes, because I am a member to ICAS, I see that ICAS really contributed to the astrological education of India. There are other institutes like Oriental Heritage, other institutes that are mostly a congregated or integrated approach towards Indian culture, while ICAS was purely into Jyotisha. And still, ICAS is doing quite well, spanning his wings across India and globe. But till then, the traditional research is going on there. For modern research, it is the K.N. Rao Institute of Astrology, or you can say the astrology at Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. The book of Raman on Kala Chakra Dasa is no more available, but Rao's books are there. Except that other books are there, but Shakti Mohan Singh's book on Kala Chakra Dasa is mostly based on Raman's research, which Shakti Mohan Singh is also confessing in his books because he wrote for the manuscript of Raman to Gayatri Devi Vasudeva, and Gayatri Devi Vasudeva provided him, and he wrote the book on Kala Chakra Dasa. Apart from that, all the books of Raman are available. Yes, books by Surya Narayan Rao, hard copies. Tougher, you can get the soft copies, though. So, astrological family. Yes, I must say that Raman's family is much more integrated into astrology because his, grandfather Suryanarayan Rao, translator of Sarvartha Chintamani. If you see that translation, notes are actually 70%. Any translator has the depth can write on notes. Notes are nothing but like your commentaries you are writing. Shatpanchasika by Pithuja known as Chappanna. So Rao also wrote Jataka, Rao was translated. Compared to Ken Rao's family, Ken Rao is also saying that his father is not into astrology. Not denying it, but mostly he was a very, because he was a journalist. But however, both of them tried astrology from quite beginning. So you see, when a book is getting produced, it is the result of a continuous research. Suppose I said that my book on Rudraksh is under publication, but it's only 10 years of research. Rudraksh, even astrology, less than that. Though I have not written any book on astrology till date, this Rudraksh is a remedial astrological book, so is a no, it is not into the astrological disciplinary book. Yes, but Raman and Rao, if you see, That they are continuous research. You can see from that book. Hmm. So personally, I like all of their books. Yes, I fail to compare between the books. This book is good compared to this, that. No, I failed. If somebody can do that, fine. Both of them. If I say that finer techniques of prediction is good in Rao's book, its case wise such fight is again good. Hmm. Jamin is Charadasa, Mandukadasa, again good. So quite significant research. So my suggestion, this is my suggestion because I told that is this is a video for basically the astrological students. My suggestion is please go through the book by Raman and Rao. And I feel sorry to say, yes, I feel sorry to say because I mostly stay inside my house like house arrest condition so that I can invest most of my time for astrological research. But sometimes when I get scope, I get out to attend astrological conferences. And most of these conferences are commercial conferences where people even say, oh Rao Saab, yes, I have heard of him. See, heard of him. Forget about reading the books, and Rao's books are also available in Hindi. Raman's books, maybe one or two are available. I'm not sure, but Rao's books are also available in Hindi. Basically, the northern India, if you see here from the MP to onwards, northern here from UP, Bihar, UP, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan is Hindi. Southern India is mostly English. Even Western India is I'm very happy that they are also quite okay with English, but Northern Indian conference, if I'm attending, I find it quite difficult to communicate because you need to communicate in Hindi. Also, English is a problem for them, even if it is an official language. So, but how? So that I'm saying Hindi books are still available. Now, if any questions arising, yes, sir, shall we read the books? Yes, my suggestion is at least complete these books before starting your own research. For example, you want to do a research on Charadasa. Okay, but first read these books. You will find most of your researchers which are thinking that you will find out Rao has already done it. Yes, and his students also. Students, they have also done it. Like I was giving the example, upagrahas and mental aberrations. I was thinking that no such studies were done, but it has done quite long back. In upcoming conference, I am going to present on Kota Chakra, which also K.K. Joshi of Bharati Vidyavanan, under the guidance of Rao, has written one significant book on Kota Chakra. Now, Kota Chakra books not available. Only that book, as you can say, it's like Bible of Kota Chakra. Because when Raman Supraja Rama, the grandson of Baby Raman, asked me to write continuous papers and Kotachakra, and so that he can publish in his article in his magazine, the astrological magazine. I said I cannot do that because I don't have sufficient literature. Theories are necessary. Then only you can apply it to charts. And recently I got the citation in the Agni Purana. Anyway, it's little bit deviating. So mind dear all, those who watch me, those who follow me, my request, please go through the books of Raman first, then Rao. Classics are must. I can say that you will never get rid of classics. Even if you read Brihat Parasar Horasatra, again you see you will find one sloka which is relevant. Yes, yes, yes. Very thick books, At least one yoga, 12 years. At least. For at least a demon like me, I will say yes. Brihat Parasar, if I want to grasp something significantly or substantially, then at least 12 years. So if you personally liked some books by Rao or Raman, please write it in the comment box. And the approach of reading of the books, it's a personal suggestion, I must say. For Raman's book, please go for continuous reading. Yes, they are very. For Rao's book, if you are skipping also, it is okay. Segmentations are very clearly done. But Rao said that at the first stage I have applied three principles, then I have added. Then I have added. So serial reading is okay, but still, if you want, and Rao books are a little bit headaching. Pure research. Raman books are enjoying. So you start with Rao's books, you get fed up, then you start reading Raman. But until and unless you finished, say around 20 25 books by Raman, 20 22 books, and Rao also I have up to that. I mean, those Rao has composed, not a Rao as guide, not Rao as the editor, no. Rao, purely by Rao. For example, this law on Hindu astrology easily, Kala Sarpada Sabha satisfied. This the own and independent research of K.N. Rao. That book. So around combinedly they will make around 45 books. And classics are there around 40 to 45. So I told you that I will recite the name, but it is not necessary. So a set of around 100 books you have to read. Classics are like encyclopedia, you can refer to them, but these books are like digest. I must quote Francis Bacon. Some books have to be tested, some books have to be chewed. Very few has to be swallowed off and digested. Of studies, the topic name was of studies, the essay by Francis Bacon. Bacon's essay. So that's all for today. I am blessed that I have that books by Raman and Rao who have dedicated their life for astrological research. Yes, who have dedicated their life for astrological research. If you read their books, you can easily find it out. Like Edward Gibbon has dedicated his life for writing this, The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, 6 volumes, one of my favorite books. So these two stalwarts have dedicated their life for astrological research, which you can easily find from their books. So if you are not reading them, you are making a big mistake. And I answer, once you complete Raman and Rao, you will have the confidence in astrology. Yes. At least a person like me who is not fluent at Sanskrit, though I feel ashamed of that, that Sanskrit should be a must for all the Indians, but it is not now taught at school curriculum. Even at our days, it is not even a mandatory subject. So at least this English translation, or sorry, see, this English books are very good research. Okay, so if you have any doubts, if you have any queries, if you have any additions also, like what you find the contrast and continuum between the writings of Raman and Rao, please write it in the comment box so that others can read and get benefited. Yes, I have said what it's all the opinions are my personal. I have the quoted opinion. I have mentioned the source, like where Rao is saying in which book Raman is writing. Uh, in future, if time permits and God wants, I will review few books by the Stalwarts. That these are the books, what things you will find in this books. But why avoid that? Once I will do that, you will not go through that book. Yes, I have seen it. I reviewed my experiences in astrology by Raman to one of my colleagues. He said, "Sir, you said everything, then I will not go through that book." I mean, he is an excuser, but still. So, anyway, this, thanks for listening to me. Please harvest on my words. It will be highly beneficial for you all if you go thoroughly through the books by Raman, then Rao. So, if Mahakala wants and Kala permits, I will meet with you all with some new video. Till then, God bless you all. Shivaya Nam.